Good morning and welcome to AZ Off Grid. It is Monday, March 2nd. It's just after 7 a.m. and it's 30 degrees. I almost didn't come up this weekend. This is my weekend. Because the weather app was telling me that it was going to snow last night and rain some today. I just wasn't interested in coming up here and dealing with all that mess for a couple of days. It's really pointless. But I just had a hunch or a feeling that things wouldn't be so wet up here. And sure enough, it never snowed, never rained. There's a possibility we could get a sprinkler or two later today, but for the most part, it's pretty darn dry up here. It's a little chilly, but it's dry. Really? Weird. Okay, as I said last, hey, what is all this? What do we got here? Oh, we have little ice crystals. Maybe there was a sprinkle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyways, must have had a little bit of moisture. Last time I was up, I think that was around the 10th or 11th of February. I was talking about getting a wood chipper from Harbor Freight, and that's what I got. And it's right here. Pretty pricey, but it was actually going to cost me more if I didn't get the 1-year warranty. It was weird. I don't know how it's probably just their way of getting you to buy it. I don't know. I was going to buy it anyways, so hey, you don't need to go over there. Come on. Hey, you jack. Oh yeah, we do have little bitty ice crystals all over the ground. I don't know if you can see them. Anyways, I'm rocking a new gimbal right now. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little more steady than normal. This is the first time I've recorded with the gimbal, so I don't know if the gimbal makes any kind of small motor noises that are going to get picked up by the microphone on this camera. I know the other gimbal that I had did that a little bit. Some people made comments on it, but it was what it was. So, it is brisk out here for sure. Hey, where are you going? Okay, she's doing her own thing. Ah, that's what she's doing. Gotcha. Oh, so I didn't plan on doing much while I was up here. I just wanted to come up. I try to get up here minimum once a month, if not more. But lately it seems to be once a month. So just kind of how my life seems to be working out right now. But I wanted to come up and bring up some more lumber. Always more 2x4s. And then I got some fence panels here. Cedar, a couple of them. Pretty pricey for what they are, but yeah, that's all I wanted to do is come up, bring some lumber, and bring up the wood chipper, which I picked up yesterday on my way up here. I got up here about 5 in the afternoon. Oh, that breeze is cold. Got up here around 5, and I was just too tired to record, so I didn't. But yeah, my sleep schedule's all screwed up. I think I passed out on the couch for about an hour at about 8 p.m. Woke up at 9, went to sleep at 10:30, woke up at 3:30. So I'm all screwed up. Anyways, it looks like I'm not going to take you over there and show you right now, but it looks like all of the manzanitas are probably going to die off. I don't know what the this was like, well, it's usually cold in the winter here, but maybe the ground is just frozen and their roots can't tolerate it for that long. I don't know. So yeah, it's just so far it's a beautiful morning. It's very cool. Probably gonna go back inside here for a little bit until the sun comes out from behind those clouds. But the birds have already let me know that they're waiting for me to fill their feeders. I could hear them when I was inside. I brought up another bag of seed for them. Anyways, no bursted lines in the trailer, which is always good. My my minimal winterization process that I do on the trailer, which only takes like 5 minutes, seems to be working out pretty good for me. Even though it gets down into single digits here, it doesn't seem to affect my plumbing anymore. So got the refrigerator going in there. It's working just fine. In fact, it cooled down. Okay, so the last time I used a refrigerator in here, I think it was in probably October. It took forever to cool down, like hours and hours and hours, and the food inside wasn't really that cold, and I had some ice in the freezer, trying to freeze some ice cubes, and man, it must have taken a day and a half for those ice cubes to freeze solid. So I have a feeling that the issue that I had with the fridge, with the mud dauber building a nest inside the burner tube there, I think that's been going on for a while. Because since I cleaned that thing out and got it working good, that fridge cooled down really fast, and it froze ice before I even went to sleep last night. So everything's nice and cold in there. It's really, really cool. No pun intended. Oh. Yeah, just happy to be here once again. I'm gonna be up again next month. Basically, I took nearly the entire month of April off. The first couple of weeks, I got a lot of stuff I gotta do at home, some stuff I gotta take care of. And then I think the last 2 weeks, I will probably be up here. So, for the few of you that know me, I'll be up here the last 2 weeks of April. Feel free to stop by. I would enjoy some company. I love my dog, but yeah, I feel weird when I keep talking to her. She doesn't understand a word I'm saying. Haven't seen much of wildlife out here. She chased after a rabbit yesterday on our walk. Obviously she lost. She is no match for a rabbit. I saw our resident squirrel. He came out of hiding yesterday just before I came up. He was messing around over there by the power shed. It's a pretty good sized squirrel, pretty big. I don't know where he's living. I think he lives under the cabin. So trees over here are still doing about the same. This one still looks like crap. One of the subscribers said to trim it back. I've never trimmed back a pine tree before, but I'll try it. I will. I'm going to trim the lower branches on this, and then some of the dried out needles on top, I'll just trim those back. The thing about this one, and this is the reason why I put this tree here, because this was always my crappy looking tree. It never looked as good as the other two. It always looked kind of dry for some reason, and it didn't have as good of a root system on it. So the thing about this hole here, these holes I dug down about, I could only go down about 2.5 feet, and then I started hitting quite a bit of rock. This hole holds water for a very long time. It doesn't drain very well. Those two over there, they do. They drain pretty good. So I don't know. I think that might be part of the problem. It's just too much moisture retention, and that's why I put this tree here, because I figured if one of them is going to die because of the poor drainage in this hole, I figured I'd let it be this one, because I don't like this tree as much. Where'd you go, dog? What are you doing? Anyways, I think this cedar's probably dead. Still has a little green left in it, but it looks like it's dead. Can't tell. It's really, yeah, it looks like it's dead. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it's dead. I ordered some cedar trees back in, I don't know, October. They finally just came in. They're quite a bit larger than those that came in last year. In fact, those were a lot smaller when they came in. They grew some. These are quite a bit larger. I'm hoping they have a better root system on them than these did when they came in. These didn't have a very good root system at all. So hopefully these are better. I brought them up with me. They came in, unfortunately, right as I was getting ready to come up here. I didn't have time to put them in soil. So I brought them up here, and I brought some little pots and some soil and stuff. So I'm gonna end up putting them in soil while I'm here, and then taking them back home with me, because it's too cold to plant anything out here right now. It'll freeze, and especially if they don't have a good root system on them, they'll end up dying. So I'm gonna take them back home and let them sit out in the nice, mild, warm Arizona winter, and let them kind of build the root system, and then I'll bring them back up here. I may bring them back up next month when I come up. If the temperature's a little bit warmer, I don't know. Sometimes spring doesn't start here till the end of April, sometimes sometime in May. So we'll see. But I'll bring them up after it stops freezing here, and then I'll figure out a place to put them in the ground. I don't know, I may keep them all year, I'm not sure. And for those of you who care, I'll give you guys a tree update back at home with the stuff that I have going on there. So, probably gonna head home tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. But I'm thinking, if the weather's good and I'm feeling up to it, I'll probably head home tomorrow night. I'll probably get home around, I don't know, 1 a.m. or so. So I'm gonna do my darndest to stay up a little late tonight, even though I woke up at 3 a.m. I gotta try to get my sleep schedule back to the night rotation. So anyways, I'm gonna stop blabbering here. I'm gonna go inside until these clouds clear and I can get some sunshine on me, because it's pretty cold out here with this breeze and no sunlight hitting me. So I'll probably update you guys a little bit later. I think once the sun comes out, I'm gonna take her for a walk. She really wants to go for a walk, but it's too cold for me yet. So all right guys, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Good morning. It is March, I believe, 3rd, Tuesday. It's just after 9 a.m. I didn't record anything else yesterday because I was extremely tired. I did end up getting the wood chipper unpacked and put together. There's really only 3 things you got to do when you pull it out of the box, and that's put the wheels on it, which are real easy. Put the bottom leg on it, and then the handle in the back of the hopper there. So there's the bottom leg, the wheels, and the handle right back here. One thing that I ran into that I hope nobody else does is, in order to put this handle on, you put these two bolts in, but on the inside, you probably can't see. Let me show you on this side a little bit. There's nuts that hold the bolts on. One here, which wasn't too bad, but the one back here is very hard to get to with your hands. And I ended up dropping this nut and that nut back there down inside where the business takes place. Luckily, I carry a telescopic magnet, so I was able to reach down in there and get those little nuts out of there. But as I was just putting this together, this crazy weather rolled in out of nowhere, and it started snowing. And it wasn't supposed to snow at all yesterday. So I ended up packing everything up and then going inside. And once I sat down on the couch, it was game over for me. I didn't eat, I didn't do anything. I passed out, and I think that was right around 5. And then by 6 p.m. I woke up and then crawled my butt into bed. And that's where I stayed until 3 a.m. this morning. So I got some pretty good sleep that was much needed. I was just a wreck yesterday. I couldn't think straight. I had no motivation because I was just so dang tired. And unfortunately, that was my only decent day here without the thought of having to drive back home. So today, the weather is absolutely beautiful. It's a little breezy, a little chilly, but there's not a cloud in the sky as far as I can see. I don't see any clouds. It's a perfect day. It wasn't like that last trip. The day I was leaving, the weather was just perfect. Kind of weird how that works out. Okay, so ran into a couple of issues. One I haven't figured out yet. Well, actually 2 I haven't figured out yet. Okay, technically 3 issues. This new gimbal I'm using, which I'm currently using right now. I was watching the video that I took yesterday, and it seems like whenever I move the camera like this, or this, or this, anyways, it seems like the picture gets really blurry. I'm not sure why. I went ahead and changed some settings on the camera. I upped the frame rate, and I took off the stabilization feature that's built into the GoPro, and see if that helps. If it doesn't, and it's just the same, you guys tell me what you prefer. Do you prefer it's kind of the best of the 2 evils, but do you prefer my shaky video that I tend to have, where I'm all over the place, or are you okay with the slight blurry as I turn and then it clears up when I stop? You tell me in the comments below, and that's what I'll do if this doesn't fix it on this recording here. So, other issue I noticed, it was extremely windy yesterday. Still a little breezy today. You probably can't see it from this angle, but I'll take you over here. It's a pretty good wind right now. And as you can see, this is not the frame rate of the camera. That thing is barely turning. That's as fast as it will turn, no matter the strength of the wind. I take that back. It got spinning just a little bit faster yesterday, but not much. The wind is blowing pretty good right now. That thing's not even, it's almost stopped. So something went wrong with this. I don't know what it is, but it acts as though the brake is set, and it is not set. It's in run. I switched it to free spin yesterday. I switched it to brake. It made no difference. That thing turned just like that, and now it's coming to a stop. Don't know what the deal is with that. Don't know if it's the turbine itself or maybe the switch inside went bad and it's just stuck on brake. I don't know. But yet another problem with the turbine. I'm not going to figure that out this trip. I don't even know if I'll figure it out next month when I'm here for 2 weeks. I don't know much about turbines or any of that kind of stuff, so who knows? Sadie. Sadie. There you are. Okay, so yesterday, before I go any further, I did manage to take her on a walk. I don't know, mile and a half, mile, something like that. Just a good little walk. Went back down over to my neighbor's place. We saw, I think, were 2 deer. She chased after them, 2 separate occasions, but I couldn't really get a good look at them. They were way off into the trees, and I just saw bits and pieces of it running through the gaps in the trees, and it looked like a deer. But again, I was so dang tired yesterday, and it was hard to get a good look at what it was. It might have been a big rabbit, I don't know, but I think they were deer. And then we went for a 2-mile walk this morning, 2.5 miles, all the way down our road out to the there's a fork up way up here in the road, and there's a log on the ground beside the road. And I did the odometer for my truck one day, and it happens to be exactly at the 1 mile mark from my odometer from here to that log. I don't know. It's a stump. It's not a log. It's a tree stump that got pushed over when the road was carved. So it just happens to be exactly 1 mile. So I know exactly how far I'm walking when I go out there. And we typically walk a little beyond that tree stump. So there and back. Couple rabbits. She chased after a couple rabbits. One of them again could have been a deer. I couldn't really see it. It was way off into the trees, and all I saw was a couple of feet, or legs, or hooves, or whatever the heck you want to call them. And she went way after it, but of course she couldn't catch it. Okay, so the other issue I ran into today, or last night rather, as I was passing out on the couch, I noticed the check light on my refrigerator came on. So I turned it off, turned it back on, and it lit, and it ran for I don't know how long. It was still running when I pulled myself off the couch and crawled into bed. But when I woke up at 3 a.m., the check light was on again. Turned it off, turned it back on, and it's making the same exact the same symptom that I had before, where it's not lighting. It's just kind of igniting inside the combustion area in there, in a big, you know, a big explosion or a big burn or whatever you want to call it, big ignition, and then it's blowing out. So I don't know what is going on in there now. I will probably take that apart today and figure it out. And then the other issue. Shortly after I got up, well, not shortly, I guess a couple hours, about 5 in the morning, I'm in here watching some TV, trying to catch up on stuff that I haven't seen in a while. And furnace is running on and off, on and off. And then it kicks on and makes this god-awful sound. I thought something was going to come apart in there. It was extremely loud, and it was shaking the trailer. I thought something had come apart in there with the fan or something, but I don't know what it was. So I jumped up off the couch as quick as I could and started shutting everything off, and it eventually shut off. But pretty irritated because I couldn't. It got really cold in there really fast. And I didn't come outside until the sun came up, 7 a.m. Anyways, it was probably 40-something degrees in there when I came out. Anyways, that's when we took the dog on the walk. And while I was on the walk, I was thinking about what the heck could have done that. And I started thinking about, you know, how these furnaces are designed and what kind of fan system it has in it. And I've never seen one of these before till today, but I could picture in my mind the type of fan that it would have. And it would seem to be like a blower fan, you know, like it's a cylinder made of fan blades that spins. And I could only imagine what would cause such a vibration in that fan. And it occurred to me that possibly a mouse crawled up inside that thing to chill for a bit, and he got caught up in it as it turned on. And now you've got an extreme counterbalance issue, throwing that thing out of balance, and that's the only thing I could think of that would cause that. So came back, found a video on YouTube with the same exact furnace, and the guy, how he pulled it out. And it's actually pretty simple to pull those out, believe it or not. I didn't realize how small they were or how simple it was to pull them out. But I got it to come out, and the fan is exactly as I imagined it, but smaller. And the issue is exactly as I thought. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, because I can barely see it, but I don't know if you can see up inside there. There is a mouse stuck in my fan blades, and that is the problem. He did not. That's a horrible way to go, man. He is creased and sucked into all those little blades. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's an unhappy ending right there. But that is exactly the issue, and it's exactly what I was thinking. I can't even believe it. Man, they've been chewing on my wiring. Look at that. They've been chewing on my wiring. Hey, there's an off switch. Never even saw that. There's not much to take this out. As you can see, I had to cut the wires because there's no way to disconnect this once you unscrew it and pull it out. So, 2 blue wires, a yellow and a red. Obviously I taped the blue wire on each end so I know which one to connect to what when I put it back in there. There's a gas line here. Oh, don't spin on me. This thing's a little wonky. I don't know why it does that. But you see the gas line there. It's just one gas line. That was a mother to pull off. I mean, just to break the tension on that high pressure nut, man. It just did not want to break free. But once I got it to turn just a hair, it came right off. So, oh, now you're gonna eat after 2 days. She hasn't eaten anything in 2 days, and now she's gonna eat. It's time, huh? Anyhow, as you can see, you've got 2 ports back here, and those happen to press into these from the other side. And that was a mother to get off also. It's just pressure fitted on there. They're just squeeze on or squeeze in, or I think they squeeze into these. Major pain to get that off of there. Yeah, 2 screws. Only 2 screws hold this furnace in. Little wood screws into the floor. That's the only thing that holds this thing in place. That and these 2 fittings right here. That's it. I don't know what one of these things would cost to replace. It looks like it would be expensive considering this is a RV appliance, and I've learned that RV appliances are pretty darn expensive. But luckily I think I found the issue. I hope the fact that mouse created it's not even a counterweight, it's just a, you know, it put it out of balance. I just hope it didn't ruin anything in there, or bend anything, or mess up the bearings or whatever. So I'm gonna pull that mouse out of there, and then I gotta find some wire nuts. I know I've got a ton of them here. I bought a bunch of them when I was doing some stuff in the power room. I just can't seem to find them right now. But then I'll put this thing back in. It shouldn't take much other than probably trying to fit those this is the inlet. So the top one is fresh air in, the bottom one is exhaust. I don't know why, but I used to think that one of these was the exhaust for the refrigerator, but I was completely incorrect. So this is the intake, that's the exhaust. Anyhow, that shows you how much I know about RV stuff. I'm gonna clean this thing up, strip those wires back and find some wire nuts, and then put this puppy back in, because I was actually thinking, I was so irritated when this happened this morning that I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with this crap right now. I'm just going to go home and figure it out when I come back. But then I started thinking, you know, it's going to be awful darn cold here. If I don't figure out the problem now and get it resolved before I come back, because I can't be up here for 2 weeks without any heat source, you know, so I'm glad I pulled it out now. It was actually pretty simple to pull out, other than a couple of little things, but and the issue is what I thought it was. I'm surprised that's never happened before. There's all kinds of mice going underneath my fridge in that whole furnace area. I've been watching them. You know, you try to catch them or well, kind of gross, but I try to catch them or step on them or whatever I can to get them. And they always run inside there, and I just can't believe not a one of them's ever ended up inside there. It's completely open. I mean, it's completely open. They can walk in there anytime. You can see they've been in there. There's all kinds of mouse crap down inside there. But they've never, you know, decided to sleep inside the fan before. So, anyways, that seems like it's a pretty easy fix, considering it could have been something a lot different. So I'm gonna get that put back together after I get that mouse out of there. And then I gotta take a look at this refrigerator. The refrigerator's not like huge, because I can always just use the refrigerator in the cabin like I was before. But it just irritates me, man. I had it running great the last time I was here, and it ran for an entire day here with no issues, and then all of a sudden it just starts giving me the same old problems. So I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know that there's no mud daubers here right now. It's too cold. They're not out. There are no insects out here right now, other than a couple of flies, but that's it. So I don't know what is gone on with this thing. You know, it seems like if it's not one thing, it's another. You know, one issue after another. So seems to be with the RV. But at least it's something I'm able to fix on my own without having to pay somebody a crap ton of money. So that's what we're gonna do. I haven't started up the wood chipper yet. They come, well, underneath that cardboard box. It's inside this wooden crate. Pretty flimsy, but I guess it does the job. Anyways, they come without any oil in them, obviously. So I just need to put some 10W30 in there, and I've got a bunch of it here still that I've brought up, probably gallons of it. That's all it needs, and a little bit of gas, and it's good to go. So I don't know if I'll probably do that today. Probably not, because I gotta fix this stuff over here, and then I gotta do some trees, and then clean up and get out of here. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get working on that, and then I guess I'll take a look at the fridge. It's just irritating that I gotta go back in there again. And guys, there's no way for me to keep the mice out of this thing. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. And the underside of this trailer, believe it or not, is completely sealed. If you could see it under here, it's sealed with plastic front to back. So I don't know how the hell they're getting in. Thanks, dog, for the little bath there. I don't know how they're getting in. I can't seem to figure out where they're coming in. And I've done all I can to try to get rid of them. You're just never going to get rid of them out here. This is their land, their territory. You know, there's a lot more of them here than people. So there's no way to get rid of them. I can just kill the ones that I see, unfortunately. But they're always going to be in here. They have not found a way inside the cabin, though. That is one thing I can say about this thing. It is so sealed up. I did such a good job on the floor that they are not able to get inside. So that is the one place you will not find mice is inside there. But RVs, yeah, good luck. Anyways, I'm gonna get cracking because daylight's, you know, fading. So I'll get back with you guys later. I'll update you, see whether I have any permanent damage on the heater and what the heck is going on with my refrigerator. As far as the turbine, who knows? It's just gonna have to be like that until I come back and have time to really start troubleshooting. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, it went from producing a little bit of power to none. And it won't even rotate. It's weird. Alright guys, I'll get back with you later. Alright guys, it's just about noon. I got the furnace put back together and it works just fine. That damn mouse made that furnace sound like it was gonna explode. But yeah, pulled him out. He actually didn't even leave any kind of mess in there on the blades. No residue or nothing. It was pretty simple putting it back in. Probably took me 5 minutes total from the time I took it inside and fired it up. The refrigerator, I'm a little perplexed. I don't know. I pulled it all back apart, pulled the burner tube out. There was nothing in it. I pulled the jet off. I didn't see anything in there, but I blew into it, you know, just this whatever. Put it all back together and it fired right up, just like it's supposed to. So I don't understand. You could probably hear it burning. I just don't get it. I didn't really do anything to it. I just opened it up, everything looked fine, put it back together, and it fired right up. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Really not sure. Anyways, I'm glad all that stuff works now. We'll see if the fridge continues, and hopefully no more mice jump inside that furnace. There was a lot of mouse poop inside the space inside the trailer where the furnace goes. I had to vacuum all that crap out of there. But I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty darn windy right now, and that turbine is just barely turning. I don't understand what the deal is with that. That's about as fast as I've seen it move in the last 2 days. So, don't know. Anyways, I'm super glad I got that furnace to work. That's a huge deal out here. I mean, if you don't have heat, you're gonna be super miserable. And I don't have a alternative heat source currently. At some point, I'm gonna put a little wood stove in this cabin, and then I'll probably stay out here. Probably won't stay in the trailer much, because I have everything out here that I have in here for the most part, except for water. You know, I can hop over here to whatever, use the bathroom, wash my hands, take a shower, But for the most part, I'll end up staying inside there. But that's going to be, oh, who knows, probably next year. I've got so many things going on right now, I don't have time. And I got to focus my finances. Once I finish what I'm building over here, on the back here, I got to focus some of my finances, or most of my finances, to other things for probably about a year or so. So there probably won't be a lot getting done around here after this summer. Probably till next summer, because I've got things I got to take care of. I'll still be up here, you know, once or twice a month for sure, when I can, and as long as the weather permits. And I'll still record my daily whatever I do around here, but probably won't be a lot of new features at the property after this summer for at least a year. But we'll see, maybe things will change, who knows. Anyways, it is lunchtime and I haven't had breakfast or lunch, so it's time for me to eat. And let's see, once I get done eating, I plan on leaving out of here no later than 6 tonight. That gives me roughly 6 or 7 hours to get home. I'll be home by midnight, 1 o'clock. And if I can stay awake a little bit, that'll be great once I get home, because I gotta work the following night. But I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we'll see. I'm gonna give her as much outside time as I can today before we go, because she's gonna be stuck inside that truck for the next 6 or 7 hours. So, other than that, it's a beautiful day. Still no clouds, a little breezy, a little cold. It's probably 42 degrees right now, but it's sunny, and that makes it real tolerable. So I'm not using the gimbal right now. I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty bumpy. I just wanted to grab the camera real quick. It's kind of a pain how you have to put the camera, attach it to the gimbal. That's probably the worst thing so far that I've noticed about the gimbal, is how it attaches. It's a terrible design, but can't complain for the price, I guess. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna put you guys down. I'm gonna eat, get some more stuff done. You know, I'd like to take the quad out for a bit, and I haven't ridden it in a while. I probably don't have time for it today, but we'll see. Anyways, on our walk, real quick, we went out, like I said, 1.5 miles or so, and there was no moisture on the ground. So that little snowstorm that blew through yesterday, it must have come through and was finished within 20 minutes or so. And the sun must have come out and just cooked everything up. So far as that I can tell, the ground is dry all the way out. We'll see. The majority of that snowstorm looked like it was on the other side of that mountain over there, and that's my road out. So who knows? But as far as I can tell, it shouldn't be any issue getting out of here. Yeah, so I'm gonna put you down. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Okay, so it's about 4 o'clock, about 7 till 4. I actually did end up taking the quad out for a spin. I left Sadie here in the trailer, and I went ahead and rode over to my buddy's house. His place is just below that mountain over there. I wasn't sure if he was up right now, and I was curious to see how the roads were, considering we had a little snowstorm yesterday. So I rode over there. The quad fired right up, no issues there, even though that gas has got to be getting pretty old. It's probably, I don't know, 3 months old or so, if not older. Road is good. My buddy's place looks good, secure. Doesn't look like anybody's been up there. other than him. He's not there. Anyways, we're getting ready to pack up and get out of here. My goal was to leave at 6. It's 4. So I may be able to get out of here a little bit sooner than I had planned. Everything's pretty much put away. I just have a couple things in the trailer that I need to take out to the truck. Okay, so these are the cedar trees I was talking about. These are western red cedars. They're quite a bit larger than the last set that I got. And the last set that I got, I only got 4 in. Right here we have 10. They all look pretty good. Only one of them, I don't remember which one it is, the roots were kind of not too hot looking, but the rest of them had pretty good roots on them. So steak, you pain in the butt. So what we have here is I use Miracle Grow potting mix. You just get it at Home Depot. You can get it anywhere. And I mix in worm castings, and then I cover the roots in mycorrhizal fungi. That's something I just started doing, the fungi and the worm castings. And it seems to be working out pretty good. Hey, get out of there. Based on the stuff that I have going on at home. So these are just 1 gallon pots. They're probably not big enough for the roots that I had on these trees, but it's what I have. Depending on the weather, again, I'll probably, if it warms up out here, I'll bring them up when I come up next month, and I'll find some place to put them in the ground. Hopefully in an area where they can kind of all be in the same general location. So I'm gonna end up taking these back with me. I've got a box in the back of the truck. Right here, the one that the chipper came in. I'm just gonna stick them in here and then pack some garbage around them, keep them from moving around. The fridge is still running, no issues. I still don't know what the heck was going on with that, but seems to be working just fine now. Okay, so I'm gonna recap real quick. Brought the chipper up, got it put together, have not fired it up, did not put oil in it yet. I'll probably do that when I come up next month. It's got a 1-year warranty on it, so if there's an issue with it when I fire it up next month, I can take it back for any reason and they will replace it. So but I'm not too worried about it. It's got the 212 cc Predator motor on it. Those are pretty good, I think. Had an issue with the fridge and the furnace. Solved those problems, luckily, without any cost. And the turbine still not spinning. I have no idea what's going on with that. If any of you know anything about turbines, let me know. It acts like it's got the brake set on it, but it doesn't. The switch is on run, and when I put it on free spin, it still just barely turns like that. We've had pretty good wind today, and that thing hasn't moved much at all. So who knows what's going on with it. I'm just going to give you my initial impressions on this turbine. It's a Missouri Wind and Solar product, and if I had to buy one myself, I probably wouldn't buy one from them. just being honest. It has not performed the way that it's expected to perform, and now I have issues besides that, as far as it not wanting to turn. So, and these are pretty expensive. I've been for several months, probably well over a year, been following channel John Daniel. He's a pretty handy guy. Pretty much has the same vocabulary that I do, only he doesn't filter himself on his channel. So be aware. But he does a lot with solar and wind turbines, among many other things. And he does not like this company, the Missouri Wind and Solar. He deals with a lot of, unfortunately, Chinese-made turbines, but they seem to be working really fantastic for him. So I may end up going that route here in the future, just to see what all the buzz is about. It can't be worse than what I have here. I'm just disappointed. You know, fortunately, this system didn't cost me anything. It was gifted to me as a kind of a trial run for somebody else. Sorry guys, it's super windy right now. If you can hear me, I don't know. This was like basically a test. I was going to set this up, see how it worked, and the person who purchased it would determine whether he or she wanted to go with this product in the future when he or she decided to go off grid. Well, it hasn't worked out so well. So you know, take it for what it's worth. But because of that scenario, and his reaching out to me, his or her reaching out to me, I said it, it prompted me to build this tower, which was a lot of work. It cost me quite a bit of money, but now that it's in place, I can put any kind of wind turbine up there. They're really, at this point, they're just plug and play. Real simple to connect at the top there. Pretty simple. So I think the hardest part was this whole tower system, and that's done with. So I can always slap something else up there that should work. So I am fortunate for that. Everything's good. Solar's good. Everything seems to be working now in the trailer since I found those couple issues and fixed them. I went ahead and replaced my little downspout here. Again, purchased them at Walmart. And that's about it. This is a long video, but it's a 2-day combination video, so kind of is what it is. Real quick, the last time I was here, I had spread a bunch of grass seed, old grass seed that I had out here. Not sure if it was gonna ever germinate or whatnot, but we have some that decided to go ahead and spring up. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's a patch of it there, and another patch of it right here. I put all kinds of seed out here, so who knows if more of it will pop up here in the future. My goal was to get this whole little section here just completely covered in grass to hold that soil in place so it didn't kind of wash out. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, if the cows migrate in here, they're gonna just eat all of that up, because that's what they eat out here is grass. So we'll see. And I brought up, purchased another bag of the same stuff, the same grass seed, a whole other bag of it. So I will be spreading that out next month when I come up. And I don't have a rake. I had a rake here, it broke years ago. I think that's the handle from it. It's right after I bought the place. I was trying to pull up rock out of the road and it just broke. Anyways, I'm gonna get another rake, and that will help me cover up the seed so the birds don't eat it. I'd like to do this whole area over here, and then everything over here and out in front. We need some grass out here. I think grass is pretty essential for moisture retention over the summer months, and there just isn't a lot of grass out here for whatever reason. I think probably the cattle have a lot to do with it, but otherwise it's just, you can see it's real patchy. The little light spots in the dirt, that's grass. It's just waiting for the right time to come back to life. I don't know why it's so patchy like that, but who knows. Anyways, I'm gonna put a bunch of seed out here. I'm gonna probably buy bags and bags and bags of that stuff over the next few years and just keep throwing it out here. And hopefully we can get a good base of grassroots developed out here. She's just having a blast up here. She loves it. I think she loves it up here just as much as I do. Like I said in the last video, she's almost a different dog when she's up here. You can just see it in her, in the way she acts. She's just completely happy being here. Aren't you? You're just a happy dog, huh? Yes, you are. She loves it up here. So, okay, I'm gonna start packing up, get everything cleaned up, locked up, put away, and I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Got a long drive ahead of me, and have to work tomorrow night, which totally sucks. So, all right, you guys. Sorry for the long video, but it is what it is. You guys have a great March. Hope everything goes well for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.